Okay, yeah, great. I am on. All right. So, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. Hopefully, you can see me. Hopefully, everything is moving. I don't know, here lately, it's been going crazy, but hopefully, you can see me fine. Hopefully, you can hear me fine, and we can move right along. Welcome to everyone in the chat, as well as everybody in the bushes or the balcony, as we like to call it over here at Cap Hill. Jess, hey, how you doing, love? Smart Show, what's going on, brother Nate? Welcome. Always great to see you, and thank you for being here. All right, so, whew, what a week, and we've only just started. We're going to be talking about everything from the impeachment to Jezebel. We're going to have a Black History moment, of course, and just get to some things. So first, before I get into all of the um, pleasantries of this evening, I do want to about that. Do want to go over something quite serious that we need to address and get it um, resolved, hopefully. Um, and I think this is important, so I figured that we should definitely just do this straight off the back, and then we can go back into the foolishness. But always on a serious note, first and foremost, there is a missing 16-year-old girl that has been missing for some time, and the Miami-Dade County Police are asking for your help to find this young 16-year-old girl. Now, Marie was last seen in the Goals area of South Miami-Dade wearing a black shirt and pants with one black leg and one red pants leg. Uh, that was Saturday. Sunday morning, the Miami-Dade police had sent out a missing persons report alert for Marie. She is 5'1" and 145 pounds. Last seen, as you see there, on the 21200 block of Southwest 120th Avenue in Miami-Dade. The Miami-Dade police are asking for your help, like I said. So they are asking you if you know any whereabouts about Marie to contact the Special Victims Bureau Missing Persons Squad at 305-715-3300. Again, that is the Miami Special Police Squad Bureau Missing Persons, which is at 305-715-3300. And you can also call the Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers line at 305-471-8477. Again, that's 305-471-8477. So hopefully anybody who sees this in the Miami-Dade area, if you know about the story, please, let me know. Shoot me an email or anything like that if she has been found. But I just felt that we couldn't go without at least addressing that, because our children are the future, and it is very important that we look after them and care for them as well. So that's definitely important. But anyway, welcome to anybody who's popping on in the room at some point. But moving right along from there, a lot has been going on. So first, of course, not going to really go in too much order, but I did have some things that I wanted to address because, of course, people are crazy. Hopefully everybody's been having a good week thus far. Granted, it is only Tuesday, but a good start means a good rest of everything else. Let's go. Where should we start? Sure, let's start here. Let's start with the Senate. So the Senate has voted that President Donald Trump, or former President Trump, has done some things that has caused a trial of impeachment once again. Now, again, people don't get all, like too excited because, of course, they did this the last time. They voted that there was evidence to have an impeachment trial, but then wind up acquitting him. So we shall see what happens um, coming down the pike. But I mean, it's a good sign that, of course, people saw the monstrosity that he incited and, found issue with it. Now, it's funny that Mitch McConnell himself would say, "Oh, well, you waited too late um, to impeach him. You should have impeached him when he was still the president." But Mitch McConnell himself, being the majority leader at the time, said that he would not uh, go before or have a trial, um, basically while President Donald Trump was president at the time. So it is funny to me, and again, I know we spoke about this last week, of how the Democrats are so easily just to hold the hands of the Republicans, or kind of, oh, come on, guys, let's play together. And they're constantly showing you how ruthless they are, that they care nothing about anything but obtaining power. And by any means necessary, no matter who the casualties or whom the casualties are, it does not matter. It's all about power for them. So I'm really trying to understand the lack of backbone in a lot of these Democrats, especially the Democrats, not so much the newer Democrats coming in, but these old ones that have like tons of money already. It's almost like they're okay with how things go, as long as they can throw a little bit of breadcrumbs and things of that nature to the people, they're fine with everything else and how everything is. They may kick up a fuss because they want to keep your vote, but in actuality, they're not moving the needle to where it should be. Um, uh, so I really don't. I don't know. And then they wonder why they never kind of keep power for more than one election cycle. It's because of this. It's always this kind of bending over backwards and not. Not actually standing firm in something. It's always this compromising, this, oh, let's do a deal, let's work this out, oh, let's do this. And every time the Republicans are not in power, they play that game. Oh, we got to be bipartisan. Well, I hope there's some bipartisanship, but when they have power, they don't give a damn about being bipartisan. Mitch McConnell himself had blown up the filibuster plenty of times to make sure that he was able to bring in votes that he needed for whatever agenda he was trying to push. So I'm hoping that Chuck Schumer does the same thing, but time will tell. With this whole impeachment trial thing going as it got underway. I mean, I watched it. I think the House managers did a pretty good job, as they did the first time, laying out the evidence of what exactly this president did, how he incited these people. Now, he didn't put a gun to their head, no, but we all know he's been talking like this the entire time, and no one has ever checked him. So at this point, when he did not win, he already knew what they would possibly do. There was no, I wasn't surprised. I mean, I'm looking at it in shock, but I wasn't surprised that they did this because he's been talking like this the whole entire time. So if he didn't win, that's exactly what they were going to do. Hey, T Lounge, how are you? Nice to see you. So I just, it really makes no sense to me why we even sit here and debate. Oh, well, this, that, and the other. It's like there's no question. The man said you got to fight like hell. Now, I mean, we can go through the semantics. Like, fight like hell doesn't mean actually go there and destroy the Capitol. But to, in layman's terms, fight like hell means fight like hell. I mean, we don't have to be scholars to kind of analyze what fight like hell means to an average person. If you tell someone, a kid who's being picked on as a parent, the next time that bully picks on you, you fight like hell. I'm pretty sure that child is not thinking fight like hell means go tell the teacher, go through the proper channels. Don't hit him or her. Don't hit him or her. Just go through the proper channels and make sure you tell so, they get in trouble. No, if your parent told you, you better fight like hell, you knew exactly what that meant. That meant whoop that kid's ass. And if it's too bad and don't worry about it, I'll handle the rest. But you make sure you let that bully know, whomever that person know, I'm not the one nor the two to mess with. And that's just it. So I am really perplexed by uh, these Democrats with, like you said, Brother Nate, with a short-term memory loss, with their lack of seeing a lot of these Republicans for who they are. I mean, even Mitch McConnell, the day during the insurrection, after they kind of got order and went back, the Republicans were just as upset and ready to hang Donald Trump to dry like the Democrats were. And literally, you went to bed, woke up, and Mitch McConnell was like, well, if we do have an impeachment trial, because he does deserve an impeachment trial, I'm not going to do it until the 19th of January. And they're like, well, the 19th is the inauguration. You won't be able to do that because you can't do that and have the inauguration. It's not going to work. But he knew that. So, I mean, he's just been playing this cat and mouse game the whole time. And, people just need to wake up. And that's just it. That's just that on that. I really don't have much to say about that, but I'll put a pin there just for the sake of course, you guys having something to say about it, and then to just kind of over it at this point. Like, the power was not given to you to not utilize it. And that's just it. I mean, even so far as Merchant from West Virginia, Joe Merchant, kind of still like being the wrench, the monkey wrench in the plan of pushing the Democratic kind of agenda across as the senator and having the majority. He is going to be the one to flank it to the Republicans because I think secretly he wants to be a Republican anyway. West Virginia has been, a Trump state through and through, and I'm sure they're threatening him with, hey, if you want to keep your seat, you better block a lot of this Democratic stuff. Even though, although Joe Merchant might be wealthy, being the senator of West Virginia is one of the poorest states in the nation. Like, I really don't. I mean, I get their concept because their concept is race first. They could give a goddamn that they live in squalor, that a large part of the others that they hate so much live a hell of a lot better than they do, whether they're on public assistance and or not, because a lot of them, and I live close by there, so I know I'm not talking through feelings. I'm telling you from fact. Yeah, a lot of them, yeah, it's not that great up there. But I don't see how but they would fight against their own interests if that means that they can still, promote their skin first, their color first. They will fight between their whole interests. A hell of a lot of hillbillies. And I mean, just living in, and you like whom? There's no way you like this man. He's doing nothing for you. Nothing. He's nothing for you. He wouldn't even allow you to even sit with him if he was in close proximity. That's how much he despises people like you. But you don't see that. You see somebody fighting for your history, your ancestry, your this, your that. Come on, please. He knows nothing of that. He just knows the same thing the rest of you know, that your skin matters first, everything else is secondary. For him, it's money, but I mean, to get y'all fired up and have y'all destroying shit, for him, on his behalf, he'll utilize it. So dumb. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm side eyeing Joe Merchant. Um, I really am because I can't with him. He irritates my very being. And I think he should be checked. And I'm hoping that Chuck Schumer and the rest of them kind of get him together because, yeah, we we can't afford to have that in the ranks. Not right now. Not right now at all. All right. So moving right along from here, we're going to take a quick blast in the past on our Black History moment and just let you know that on this very day, right, back in 1968, there was a massacre called the Orangeburg Massacre in South Carolina. This had happened, one of the triggers actually of the civil rights movement during 1960, which took place in a small town called Orangeburg, which is in South Carolina. On this day, police officers fired into a crowd of Black students protesting segregation, which killed 3 and wounded 28 others. And it was called the Orangeburg Massacre. Yeah, how about this? And it's, to me, it's really funny how they like to, not talk about these things. They don't like to talk about the things that they've done. They always want to highlight other stuff and talk about how far we've come. Yeah, we've come so far, yet you still kill our Black brothers and sisters. So there was a protest. They were protesting segregation. The some of the college students and high school students was trying to go to the bowling alley that you see right here in this photo, and they were not allowed to. So they began to protest. And of course, in Mayonnaise fashion, the police were called. So when the police were called, they, of course, the crowd got larger because there were college kids and high school kids and grade school kids, some that, snuck out to march. They were all there uh, protesting segregation. And after a while, the police say that somebody threw a fiery object at them, um, and they opened fire on the crowd. I wasn't there. I don't know, but we know how these stories go. 9 times out of 10, it was probably a peaceful protest, and the white cops just wanted to uh, get them out of there. So they did what they did. They shot into the crowd, killing 3 Black men. 2 men happened to be students at the South Carolina State College, I believe. And 1 was a high school student. Um, and it's just crazy. And I really, all the time, I think about, as much as they like to kind of uh, paint over uh, the monstrosities that they've caused, like as if slavery was the only thing. Um, and just so you know, the young men's name were Samuel Hemmon, Henry Smith, and Delando Middleton. Yeah. And 20 other students or 28 other students were injured during this massacre, all for protesting at a bowling alley, which was whites only, to fight against segregation. And those students exactly went to the South Carolina State University. Yeah. So it was just, as far as much as we've progressed, we haven't progressed enough. Um, yeah, a lot of these stories are buried because they don't like to be shown their true colors and exactly who they are. They always like to, we're better than this. We're not that anymore. Like, no, yeah, you are. Some of you are. Not all of you, but the majority of you are. Or if you push them enough, you could see a different side. So I like to make sure we highlight all parts of our history, even the parts that are dark, because We will never let them forget, just like they never let us forget any monstrosity that happened to them. We never forget Pearl Harbor. We never forget uh, the Holocaust. We never forget all these things that happened to them on film. But even the stuff that has happened to us on film, they want us to forget and overlook. They like to just, throw out the stories of the Martin Luther Kings and the Montgomery boycott for the bus, and look what all this is done, and look how far you've come, and never mind the assassinations of Medgar Evers and countless others. For what? And no one has been charged, even for the murders of those three black men. Nobody, surprisingly, received a charge. Even years later, still, no one has received a charge. So it's kind of self-explanatory that justice isn't blind; it's just blind to them. That's all. That is all. And that's a bit disheartening, but it is what it is. We need to understand that and kind of move differently um, in this. And I get, it's all about wanting equality, but hey, what if we don't get it? You know what I'm saying? If we don't get it, we still have to have a plan that will ensure that, all right, cool, you ain't gonna get it. We'll get it by some other means. We tried to come peacefully and be all like, hey, we just want equality. We just want, what you have. That's it. Not necessarily, we don't want to be you. We just want to be treated equally. But hey, if you don't get that, you have to have a plan. You have to have a second plan, because you can't be constantly asking someone for something and they're not giving it to you, and you constantly keep holding out your hand. I mean, it's almost like insanity. Like, if they're not showing you that they're trying to budge and make amends for what they have done, then it's time for you to use their system to backfire on them. And that's the thing that we need to understand. It's not about, we just need to create our own system. That takes a lot of capital, a lot of other things that we necessarily don't have. And the only way you can be able to build capital is to have capital itself. And sometimes that means that you gotta kind of, go over there, take a little bit, bring it back into the community, move it around so it can build. But we don't think like that. All we think about is, well, I got mine, you got to get yours, and good luck to you. And we necessarily shouldn't have that mindset. So I don't know. That's just me. But anyway, so that was our Black History moment for this evening. And speaking of race and relations, church folks. So these two Texas pastors have called the vice president, Madam Kamala Harris, a Jezebel. Now, these are Southern Baptist ministers, which really don't make a difference. I mean, Southern Baptists, to me, you're white and Southern Baptist, I think you're kind of racist. Many of them, but what do I know? So yeah, these two called Vice President Kamala Harris a Jezebel and have not recanted their statements. They are going full on, not backing down, almost like, of course, again, this Trumpian kind of, I don't care, I'm gonna say what I said. It is what it is. But my issue is this. Now, with all these black ministers, standing up for the church and standing up for the Southern Baptist Association and others, I don't see many of them having something to say about this. And that troubles me, Because at the end of the day, whether you agree with her politics or not, she's still a black woman, right? Because I don't think nobody was calling, I don't think them same ministers who happen to be white was calling the former First Lady, Melania Trump, a Jezebel, who was truly a definition of a Jezebel with her legs cocked open, spread eagle on Playboy. So I am confused as into why this black woman be called a Jezebel because she has had a dating history of men of, somewhat prestigious, although she was prestigious herself in her own right, unlike the former First Lady who didn't do shit, but lay on her back with married men and just happened to luck up and meet the Cheeto Man. And of course, it went on from there. So I am again perplexed as to how one who, if you read the story of Jezebel and you kind of paired them side by side, you would go with Melania being more on the lines of what a Jezebel-ish kind of person would be than you would a Kamala Harris. And not because I'm a fan of hers. I'm just saying, like, I really just don't understand the purpose of that, but to be racist. And then, so my problem with the Southern Baptist Association, with the black ministers who are beholden to a lot of these white ministers or white masters, shall I say, because they bring in all this money in these big fancy mega churches, and they don't want to disrupt them, because Lord knows they've done so much and blessed them so and got them on TV and TBN and all the other networks that only display black ministry when we're hooting and hollering, good music, shouting, and a couple of preachers who preach the word, but they preach it in a manner in which is comfortable for their white viewers. So I just have an issue with that. I really do. And I think, and as a person of faith, if you are, of course, a person of faith, especially a person of faith who happens to be black, you should find the issue with that, even if you don't necessarily agree with her politics. You know that she's a black woman. They wasn't calling that white woman a Jezebel. So then, all of a sudden, is this black woman who happens to be the vice president now, a Jezebel? Kind of racist to me, but whatever. Hey, what's going on, Travis? Nice to see you. So again, I'm just confused. But what do I know? I'm gonna just take a sip and just think about it for a little bit. But I just found it a bit weird. So yeah, I found that to be very weird. I was like, really? And they quick to be like, oh, but we're not racist. We love Jesus. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. Please tell it to somebody else, because you clearly always got something to say about a woman of color, which is funny to me. And I don't really have that much today, but the last one, well, next to last, and then I'll drop the link as well for anybody who wants to pop up or say something or anything. The AG, the Attorney General for or District Attorney, sorry, the District Attorney, or is she Attorney General now? I don't know. She was AG, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's the AG or the attorney. Yeah, I think she is the AG. But anyway, she has been in hot water since Freddie Gray, since she decided to charge those officers with the death of Freddie Gray. The Baltimore system has been after her. The white people in Baltimore do not like her too much. She went after the police department after the killing of Freddie Gray, and she was looking to charge the officers, period. And of course, with how the mob works, with this police department, and most of the police departments in many cities, it's a mob. It's a mob mentality. It's an Italian mob, and that's how they run it. So when she decided to charge these officers, they have been gunning for her since that moment, hands down. I mean, she was under so much pressure not to charge these officers that I think they literally was gonna can her job if she did not uh, kind of recant and take a step back. She wound up not charged. Well, the grand jury found that the officers were not guilty of killing Freddie Gray, of course. But no surprise there. The grand jury, which is made up of police officers and other either retired or working law enforcement officers, either people that actually work in the building, secretaries, or anything like that. It can range from a whole gambit of law enforcement people on a grand jury. So, not surprising. And what is that movie? American Skin was a prime example of kind of how a grand jury worked. I don't know if any of you seen it. If you haven't, please check it out. It is an awesome film. Um, it is on Prime Video, I believe. And I think you can get it for like $20 or something like that. But it is definitely worth it. It will get you a little angry, but it's definitely worth it. But it definitely shows you how a grand jury kind of works, because I don't want to give too much away from the story, but there was a jury that was created, and you kind of hear the same talk because, of course, the people who are deciding the fate are the same ones who know, who have the same kind of mentality that, this is their job, that's their, so I don't see anything wrong with it. So, of course, you will get situations where there will be juries that are hung. Hey, Melissa, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. So, yeah, she's in danger, girl, and they coming after her for the most asinine things. So right now, currently, she is she's had vacations. She's taken vacation off without any explanation to the board. So basically, as most jobs go, when you put in for you have to put in for your vacation time, and it has to be cleared before you can take it. Well, she has been taking vacation time or leave or whatever, and not been reporting it to the proper channels. So they have been tracking this. However, the time she has taken has not been paid time. So it's like, well, what's your issue? Because, of course, when you're a public official, you have departments that look, kind of scrutinize every little thing you do to make sure you are in line with city guidelines, federal guidelines, state guidelines, depending on your office. Like Trump was, but he fired everybody. So there was no watchdog. But every kind of city, government, state organization has people that watch them and kind of make sure that they're on the up and up. Sometimes there are people who are affiliated with the party, so that's why you don't hear a lot about the crooked stuff people do. But sometimes if they're out to get you or they don't really like you, trust me, they're going to nick at every little thing you do, and they will make it public to the people, because your position is votable. They vote on making you that. So if they keep putting out negative articles or negative things about you, that will then affect you come election time. And I think at this point, that is just their strategy here. I just don't know what else to say, but girl, I hope that you are aware. I hope that you are planning your next move, because yeah, they're still salty about the Freddie Gray situation. They're still salty that you you call out officers for their mistreatment. Even when she did wind up prosecuting another officer in Baltimore. They were seen, actually caught on video, planting drugs on a suspect. And it was caught on video. So, I mean, they've done so many corrupt things. And I think the police department as a whole, the upper heads, are really just trying to get her out of there so they don't have to worry about being scrutinized. Because of course it's a mob, it's a gang. These are mostly white thugs and some black thugs who just want to be a part of the in crowd because they feel like this is the in crowd. And they manipulate the system. They uh, throw drugs on people. They throw weapons on people. It's been noted. It's been videoed. Uh, so it's a pretty sad situation. It really is, and it's good that we do have people that stand up for justice and stand up for the people. But it's also kind of disheartening that these same people um, are getting pushback and there's no one defending them because we as the people are not standing up to, hey, this is wrong, checking them for the mistreatment that they're doing to our public officials who are calling out corruption. And that's just that, plain and simple. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with this story. So I'll keep you guys posted. And yeah, with that, because this was a pretty short show, excuse me, because with that, I will drop the link. And of course, if you have anything you would like to add, you are more than welcome. I just ask that you be respectful. Any questions, comments, or concerns that anybody has had, you are more than welcome to share them. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah. I have not been doing the rundown, just so you guys know. I've been in orientations forever, it seems like. But I try to when I can squeeze it out, but it's just not, yeah, it's just so much right now. So I at least can give you this and also the gentleman's panel, which will be this Thursday right here on my channel. So please make sure you come back and check us out here. But other than that, just really, really, really trying to, get stuff on the ground. And I do have something to share with you all. I did receive an amazing, as Five would say, amazing gift that is just wow. I'll share it with you guys in a few. But just wow, like I am just still like totally blessed. And want to thank you all for your support and what you do and what you bring. To me, it does not fall on deaf ears. I appreciate it all. I read it all. Even if I may not be able to use it, because sometimes Mr. or Mrs. YouTube, whoever it is behind the screen, the wizard, is a bit much, but definitely very appreciative of all that you guys do. It is awesome. Definitely, you guys rock. Totally. Sorry about that. Just got an email. But yeah, that's all I can say about that right now. But I will share what I unboxed. It was just totally like, wow, wow. But I don't know if anybody has something they want to share, or you can still write it in the chat too if there's something, a question, a comment, concern you had. Because I know, like I said, the call it like the blacklist. I mean, I think so. It's like it's something. I just I don't get it. Like it's just like the stuff I've seen sometimes it'd be like, oh, okay, you let that go. But why? But why? I am confused. I don't know. I don't know. But it should be interesting. Mm, I don't know. We shall see. But anyway, so know that tomorrow starts the rest of the impeachment trial. If I know some people are not really into politics, but I would suggest you check it out. I mean, it's really informative. It is really informative. It's hard to watch certain scenes because they keep playing like the scenes of them busting the people over the head and all that kind of stuff. But um, have you read the articles on the New York City nursing homes? I've read one of them. Um, if you send me a new one, I haven't seen it yet, but I did read a lot. One of them early on into the coronavirus and how it was attacking the nursing homes and the particular nursing homes in New York City and how they were secretly uh, getting rid of the bodies and all this other kind of mess and giving it to one of the funeral homes, and the funeral home was overloading, and that's the only reason why the story came out. And the governor got involved, tried to kind of squash it, cover it up, but at the time he was going at it with Trump, so then Trump wound up bringing it all out in the open. It was just a hot mess. All right, that's the link. Okay. Let me see. I will copy it and check it out. No, it won't let me. Okay. It won't let me copy it. Can I? No. I'll do it from, because I can't do it from thing. I'll just do it from YouTube when I go back. But yeah, that is just, I can just only imagine what is going on with that. You have to understand it's so much that uh is worrisome to anybody. It is. Okay, here we go. I got it. Let's see. Uh, the state-run veterans home in New York City experimental COVID-19 treatments. Oh wow. Whoa, that's crazy. So, real quick, a nursing home run by the New York State reportedly gave experimental COVID-19 treatments to veterans without their families' knowledge. The report from the city says that 62 residents at the New York State Veterans Home in St. Albans were treated with hydrochloroquine. Mm. And some residents were reportedly given the drugs even if they didn't have the virus. The not the I'm thinking about it, that's not it might be the veteran, because it's a veterans hospital in Queens where I'm from, in St. Albans, and I'm wondering if that's actually the hospital, and it might be. New York allowed its 613 nursing homes to administer hydrochloroquine drugs taunted by former President Donald Trump to treat COVID-19 patients. The drug was used despite health officials warning against the potential side effects. That is crazy. And some of the side effects, of course, being um, anemia, vision impairedness, and other like neurological damages. Hold on, I'm trying to see if. Yep, it is in St. Albans in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Exactly where, like, I live like a street on Linden that goes like all the way down, and that's on the other side of Linden. But yeah, that's crazy. Hey, what's going on, Rico? Hey, Queen Diva, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so that is crazy. I was just saying, I was like St. Albans Veteran Hospital. Yeah, there is a veterans hospital in Queens that a lot of the veterans go to, uh, and to know that that's what they were given is crazy. I am really not surprised, but that is so crazy. Um, yeah, 130th in London. Well, not St. Albans really, but 130th in London, which is right up the on the other side. Yep. So I know where that is very well, like very well. Years and years. Like so my cousin lived in St. Albans, like right in that area, and we lived on the other side. That is so crazy. My heart goes out to their families though, because a lot of our veterans really don't communicate with their families, so they don't have family or people to be concerned about them and their whereabouts and what's happening to them. So the fact that people were using them as guinea pigs, because again, a president was saying, "Oh, hydrochloroquine works." Because he's listening to knuckleheads on a television station or radio instead of listening to actual scientists. It's kind of ridiculous and sad that somebody would actually do that. That is just it makes no sense to me. But hey, what can you do? Um, I don't even think sometimes prayer is like what. It's just so ridiculous. Okay. 202 off Murdoch and 109 off Hillside. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I went to high school in the Hillside area. Went to Thomas Edison. So yeah, the only time I was really over in that area over there. But yeah. That's what's up. Okay, I didn't know you was a Queens native. That's what's up. Um, yeah. I saw that. That's so crazy. I just wow. It never stops. It never ceases to amaze me. Um, and the stuff that goes under the radar, which is really ridiculous and really sad that we know nothing about. That's why I'm thankful for the avenues and outlets that I read and watch that show a lot of times the stuff that we don't see, that they're not talking about. Like, yeah, of course, excuse me, they're talking about his impeachment, and it is important. Of course, it's important. Uh, uh, what this president caused that caused his followers to do what they did, which happened to kill a police officer, someone who they were all about blue lives. Yeah, but you killed one, and now nobody's talking about it like it's nothing. Um, and then two officers wind up committing suicide. But personally, I think they committed suicide because they didn't want to get in trouble, that they wind up helping some of those people uh, into the Capitol. So they wind up taking the easy way out, commit suicide. Because personally, I just otherwise don't see the purpose. Why would you commit if you didn't do nothing wrong and you was defending the Capitol and you got overrun? Then I could see you committing. I could see you just like I was trying to hold down, I couldn't hold them back, and da 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 da. But you committing suicide is like, for what? Why would you end your life for something unless you was helping out, um and you didn't want it to come back that you were the one who gave the floor plans secretly on the black web, or you was the one who told them where to go and what exits to hit and how to actually break it in and all that stuff. Yeah, Long Island. Oh, okay. From Long Island. Okay, gotcha. Don't say Hempstead. Jesus Christ, everybody. I live in Hempstead. Okay. But yeah, I know about Long Island too. Okay, you have family all over. Cool. Yeah, I do. Well, I used to. Most of my family now has moved south, but yeah, we used to be all over in New York. I still have a lot of family in Brooklyn though. Brooklyn, some in Queens still, but mainly Brooklyn. Yep. Right, guys, but yep. But anyway, I guess I will call it. But before I call it, I will share with you this amazing gift that I got. So one of them for subbies. Oh, you can't see it because of the light. Hold on. It's like, man, closet. Wait, where's the button? That's not gonna help. You gotta see it though. I was so like, wow, this is so cool. Let's oh no, we don't want to do that. That's too dark. Cut the light back on, lower the light. What's the thing on button? I can't even. Okay, there we go. All right, I think it shouldn't glare that much now. All right, cool. So that is what I got in the mail. And I was so like, oh my gosh. I was like, yo, that is so crazy. I have not found a place to put it yet, but once I find a perfect place, it's gonna go there. But it's so dope. And I just want to thank the person who definitely took the time to draw that, to even think of me to do it. Thank you. Just words can't express how deep that is. That is so dope. I was definitely taken aback, but definitely want to thank the person. Hey, what's going on, brother Nate?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All righty. Let me turn all these things off.
Yeah. Are we turning today with the black shirt and the nose ring?
It's just easier.
It is.
It's just so much easier.
Right.
That it doesn't show any wrinkles. I ain't on nothing.
Right.
Put it on and pulled it down tight.
Right. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So how you been doing?
I've been all right. Getting along pretty good.
Yeah. Do what you had to do.
Yeah.
So, everybody knows because everybody else is in the same boat on the line. So you do what you have to do. Your people will be here.
Yeah, right.
And believe me, the foolishness and fuckery will be here also.
Right. I do see that that's still going on when I do have a chance to peek in. I'm like, oh, come on, y'all. But
yeah, that was kind of disturbing when I read about that the nursing home.
Yeah.
But I wasn't surprised.
Right.
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
And I just kept checking a couple of sources just to make sure that it wasn't just one outlet.
Right. But the only thing that got me as I was reading it, like, wait, because a lot of the Black veterans go to that hospital.
Well, yeah.
A lot of, and I'm from all over the tri-state area go to that hospital. So it's like, for y'all to be doing that, that's really that's so messed up. And I know Cuomo's going to try and clean it up, but it was going on.
But would he even know as far as the actual medications?
No, he wouldn't have known. The only person who would have known directly would have been the borough president, the Queensborough president. They would know directly what actually is going on. The mayor, maybe. The mayor probably would be the second one who would have known. Cuomo probably wouldn't have known, but I'm sure now that he does know, I'm sure he's through the roof right now. And he probably wants de Blasio's head.
Yeah, I mean, because they couldn't have gotten the other cartel of drugs that Trump got when he caught it. They weren't going to spend that type of money on them.
No, but I mean, for you going to give them hydrochloroquine, you might as well have given them bleach, like he said too. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember if they had even given the timeline of when they administered that medication. Was it early?
They probably not going to give the timeline, but I'm sure if they're talking about hydrochloroquine, it's probably early on because when he first started saying it, they started dishing it out, and then the cries got loud to be like, no, do not, don't take this. It's not, it's not suitable for this pandemic, and then they stopped. But I'm sure that they were still, if they started giving to them when he said it, and they probably still gave it to him after he, said, after the, cries got so loud from the health officials not to take it. I'm sure they were still giving it to a lot of the people.
Yeah.
Because again, who's running the facility there? You know what I'm saying? And if it's in fact a supporter of his, not to mention he has ties with a lot of the places, because that's what his father used to do. His father used to run a lot of the nursing homes and stuff in New York City. So I'm sure he still has some people in certain places kind of beholden to him and his family. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that was just crazy, but not I wasn't surprised. Like I said, I was not surprised.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, and I have a wellness
moment.
This is Gorilla Glue. Okay, it's not the spray adhesive, but it's glue. It is not to come in contact with organic material. Okay, see.
I mean, yeah, I know. She's trying to cash out like Granny did with the McDonald's coffee.
Look, when she really blew it when I found out she was 40. I expected a teenager, right? But I couldn't tell.
She wasn't no teenager. I knew
that. No, well, early 20s.
Yeah, I thought, man.
But then I thought about it. I was like, well, hell, she'd have glued it there. Because you know what? Because I used to have locks too. And you want to take 10. You want to take 10 years off? Just put a ponytail. Put all that shit back.
Right. Yeah.
Real
tight. Like not a loose ponytail, but one of them real tight ones.
Real tight one. Oh yeah. It'll take 5 to 7 years off of you.
Everything will get snatched back.
And then she had the she had the eyes, and then she had the too long eyelashes. Right. But then when I heard she was 40, I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Why would you put glue? This not Elmer's glue. I
have no idea.
Yeah, but like you said, now she's trying to cash out.
Yeah.
And you see Gorilla Glue came out there and posted a statement, this is for this type of material is not supposed to be on your skin.
Right. Well, even though people like, well, you're not supposed to put that on your skin and she won't be able to get no money for it. But you understand, when you're running a business, if it's out too much or out too long, people start to lose confidence in your product. So what you will wind up doing sometimes is settling. Here, take some money to just shut
just shut up
and stop talking about it and don't say nothing else about it.
No, but I think she even has a GoFundMe account.
Yeah, I heard. My one of my godnieces just told me that she has a GoFundMe account, and I just read a brief article thing to talking about a doctor supposed to be volunteering to help her get the adhesive from her scalp and her hair and stuff. So we shall see.
Well,
but my thing is, and I'm gonna talk more deeply in this in the gentleman's panel on Thursday, because it is one of the questions. But like, how far do you go for numbers and to hit that viral video moment? Like, I really think a lot of people have hit that viral video moment. You got the one dude, the white guy who was trying to prank his friends.
Yes.
And he was going to rob the car and got shot.
And killed.
Yeah. Because you trying to prank your friend and stealing his car, and he thought it was real. But that was just, I just saw this movie and I don't remember, but it was on Hulu, and it was something similar to that. This guy, he's a YouTube star or whatever. He does puzzles and something, and all his friends got together who do kind of that same kind of thing, and was like, oh, we're gonna do a prank on him. So they played this prank, like they got kidnapped almost into this hostel, and they were getting tortured and all this stuff. And come to find out, they messed that man's whole brain up. Like, he thought the girl that he liked got shot in the head, and he beat the man up to basically till he was dead, and they all standing behind the scenes looking like, oh, you really did that? It was a joke. Like, oh, that's messed up. So it's like, you gotta be careful when you're doing this stuff to try and hit that, because I was looking at her little pics when she was with her sister trying to use whatever to get the stuff out. She's got like 1 million views.
Yeah.
For you putting glue in your head. Industrial glue, not just something like glue that they used to. I broke my chair. Like
putting bumpers on the car and stuff like that. And now you have a helmet.
Right.
Now you have a helmet.
Or now you walk, or either that, or you looking like Mr. Clean with some dents in your head or something. I just don't. The price of beauty or the things people,
Yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Hey, Virginia Redbone.
What's going on, Virginia Redbone? Really ridiculous.
Like, but regardless, she's gonna have to shave her head. I don't know why she's trying to use a solvent. Because the solvent's going to burn the hair out anyway.
Well, I don't even think she can. Well, from the looks of it, even when she was trying to wash it and then wipe it didn't look like it was going nowhere. So I don't even know how you.
Oh, when she put that shampoo on her head and she started rubbing her hair. Yeah, but they have some later ones with it. She actually took the ponytail because they wasn't all hers. They took the ponytail. Now in the very center, that's untouched.
Okay.
But I'd figure if she had it for a month, she would have had to have some type of growth, or maybe even the oils from her scalp.
Right.
Could probably lift it up a bit.
A little bit.
She just needs to shave it off.
I don't know if she. I'm really confused as to what.
I'm not. God puts stupid people out here for us to laugh at sometimes.
But why? And then you're like, oh, celebrities are supporting her. But why would you support that? Like, I get it, but at the same time, why would you?
I would be sympathetic.
Right. I mean, I get that, but supporting it like, oh, it's just like for somebody being that silly.
That's not even being silly. I wanted to see her face when she ran back home to wash that shit out. Nothing happened.
Her sister was putting the stuff in, and she started, like, I guess it was dripping down her eyes, or whatever. And it started to burn because it was, nail polish remover or Gook Be Gone or some mess. Because even there was a dermatologist who was like talking about it. He had the side by side, and he was like, well, you could use nail polish remover. That's the safest to use on the skin.
But that would still just burn your hair out.
Yeah, he said although it may be it may irritate the skin, you still have to go to a dermatologist to make sure that there's no lasting damage on your skin or whatever, but that can be used to remove it if you need be. And he was like, if that, then Gook Be Gone or Glue Be Gone, whatever it's called. He said you could use that, but that definitely can't be like have skin to skin contact. So you would have to definitely just keep that to the hair only. And he was like, you would definitely have to go see a dermatologist after that. No way. But them your peoples.
Oh no.
I said, what in the hell? I really thought it was fake at first. I really was like,
that's what I was waiting for to say, for them to say, oh, it wasn't real.
Right.
That type of thing.
Right.
Well, that's about as bad as that the rapper that has the jewel in his head, in his forehead.
All I think about is Steven Universe. And I know
that's the first thing I thought about. So now he's a gem, right?
Right, yeah. So now you're a gem. So I mean, and I only know about Steven Universe from Antonio because I'd never watched it.
It's cute. That's about it.
You don't watch it? No, I've never watched it. I watched it like 2 or 3 times because of him. But other than that, like that's the only reason why I even knew who. Like I was like, oh, he's trying to be like one of them characters. But are you asking to be? You know, no offense and God forbid, of course. But are you asking to be like God? Like I really.
Well, first of all, I don't think it's embedded in his scalp. I mean,
No,
in this
I
in
think
his
it's
head.
pierced. Yeah, I think it's pierced in his head.
Yeah, but just the way that it would sit, you don't have that much skin before you're right at your skull. You know, it's kind of hard to anchor something to it.
Right.
It's not like not like a piercing you're going through and under and you're running, lengthwise.
Right.
But with that jewel just sitting there, I can see him at nighttime doing like this and ripping all that out. He has to wrap that up every night, or
I mean the things people do, that's just going, and it's not even centered. Like I mean, if you want to go through all that to do something like that, and if the jewel is supposed to be that expensive, which I really don't think it is, I just feel like
cubic zirconia, man. What you talking about?
Just throw it out there like that.
He went down to Claire's. That's what he did. He went on down to Claire's.
Not Claire's. He went to the Diamond District. Stop.
Oh. No, he went to Claire's.
He went to the Diamond Exchange. The commercials for the Diamond.
Oh yeah, is that when everybody's dancing?
Yeah,
yeah.
But I was like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Like, is it? I think the quarantine has gotten to you. Like to put that shit on your forehead. Quarantine.
I think it's gotten to a lot of people. They just don't know what the hell to do with themselves.
No, nothing to do, and especially when you have money and you still don't have nothing to do because you can't really, go to places like you used to go and, perform like you used to perform. But you have the money to buy and do.
You better be saving that money,
right? You need.
And if it was that expensive, he would hope that he would be able to afford a personal bodyguard.
Detail. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you should have a whole security detail, just like they do when they rent the jewels from Harry Winston. And you be thinking, oh, that movie star looks real nice. Look behind her. You don't see that man with that briefcase? He's ready to he's ready to shoot and kill anybody that comes near the jewels.
And snatch those jewels back.
He's there to protect the jewels. He doesn't really care about the person.
Nah.
It's all about the jewels. So that's how I was thinking, like, too. Like, I'm guessing he got a nice security detail to make sure he is okay at all times, because that is just that don't make no sense.
No. Give it a month, and it'll come out that it wasn't actually real.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
People just need something to laugh at this time.
Yeah, and I think people are again utilizing themselves to get to that spot where they're like, "Oh, I'm trending." I think the goal is for everybody to be trending for the moment
and keep themselves out there. Even though they don't have anything going on. As long as they're talking, it doesn't matter what they're talking about.
Right.
It's not too bad. Like T.I. and Tiny, that whole mess.
Oh well, VH1 has pulled their show.
Yeah.
But that's what I was saying when we was even talking about it on the panel last week. I'm saying, like, granted, that may be her best friend and she may ride or die, but if she wants to keep her stuff, she will have to step back, because you already know how these mayonnaise roll. They don't even got to know that you was even involved. They know you friends with them people.
Yep, guilty by association.
That's it. And you already know, Andy Fruit Cohen, he'd be ready to pull her with no problem, just because of her association with T.I. and Tiny, or make her talk about it all the time whenever he wants to, know some juicy details, bring her on his, Guess What's Happened show, and just, have her talk about it all the time. So, I don't think it would be a good move. If you're going to support her in the background and do what you can in the background, but just publicly.
Yeah, keep a real low profile.
Yeah.
Because that's in this time, this Me Too movement.
This they canceling everything they can. So, you might want to be careful.
And I have no problem with canceling.
I mean, some people do need to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You give them no thought. You give them no more energy. You
No,
know.
yeah.
You
Certain
give them
people
no.
like Marjorie Taylor Greene canceled.
Cass. Oh, she was done a long time
Canceled.
ago. Then
I
try
mean,
to.
she should be removed. Like she should be removed completely. And I think they need to look into that. Like speakers should be able to, if you're the speaker, you actually in charge of, then you should be able to remove, like, thank you for voting. We always appreciate your vote, but this right here, we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do that. Yeah, she crazy nutbag. I mean, and there's more running, this coming election in 2022. There's more coming to take her spot to actually be in other places. So, we have to be on guard and really participating and not taking a seat and relaxing because they're
Yeah,
trying.
you can't relax now.
Yeah, they're doing everything
They are so
can
revved up.
to
They're looking at all the mistakes that they've made
right,
during the last run,
right.
and they are going to correct them, and they're going to come hard.
Right. They've been trying to rewrite the laws that they've already done to kind of stop a lot of us from voting to again stop it again to make sure, hey.
Yeah, since the Dems cheated, now they want to redistrict and everything else.
Right.
Yet
again, but they did it the first time.
But they did it the first time. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Just really crazy.
That's not crazy. It's politics.
I mean that too, but it's crazy because we don't organize enough to see it and stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like we get fired up for a moment and then
it settles back down.
And it's like, no, you can't do that. Have that same fire all the time. Keep that same energy all the time. So then that way nobody would have to look at you sideways if you had a problem with whatever politician was there about the lack of what they do in the Black community, because you're always saying the same thing all the time and pushing that forward. But when you just want to come out because somebody put some extra money in your pocket on the low in the background, or thought they was going to give you airtime, and now I don't see nobody. Everybody has something to say about what was going on in the Black community and who's not giving nothing to the Black community, but now nobody has nothing to say. But only person I've heard, but I don't even know if person's not famous or anything like that, but I only heard one person really talk about was, Joe Biden spreading this agenda about transgender people playing in sports. Of all the things, really, we okay. Like, I mean, I even when they talked about it, I really don't. I think you should create a whole league and a sports area where they can compete amongst each other in whatever sport it is.
Yeah, because the only thing I really had heard about that was the high school kids.
Right. And
I think two girls that were transitioning and they were competing with the cis girls.
Right. And they were beating a lot of them.
Because they hadn't been that long in their transition.
Right.
And of course that's not fair. That's not fair. Then if they're, and then too, it all depends on their families.
Right.
At that age, if they've already started hormone therapy, which usually they don't. They usually kind of want them,
unless they're doing it like on the black market side. But if you're doing it like actually through a trained physician, they usually ask you to wait at least till you are like 18 or something.
Yeah, because you're going through puberty. Right. Unless the child has serious dysphoria, and say if it's a biological female and development of breast may trigger.
Right.
It all depends on the child's mental ability to understand and to deal with those changes.
Okay.
But if you're physically, you're born a biological male, and you're physically competing, you 2 years, you're just been transitioning for 2 years. Of course you should not compete.
Right.
I would say that they should, if they want to compete in the sport, still compete with the males.
Yeah,
because they're old enough to understand that that's where their level is.
Right. That's their actual physical level, like physical ability level. Like, yeah, you could, if you do the whole separate dressing room or whatever, all that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
When it's time to compete, take your ass over there and compete where you will be equally matched. Then for you to, go to this side and know good and well you're going to, be a winning favorite on a lot of those competitions, or just create where we'll find another one and have you compete against another transgender person in whatever sport that is. Other than that, hey, you be sitting on the background supporting. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's about all you can do. You have to understand it's an unusual situation.
Right. Until it kind of gets going and really gets legs. Either way, you will be sitting on the bench. You will be kind of riding it out. Unfortunately,
yeah. Look at all the problems that the South African runner Caster Semenya.
Mm-hmm.
You looked at her,
right?
And I kept saying that's a guy,
right? Yeah,
I was I'm like, damn, why is she running with? And I was like, no, I'm looking. I'm like, no, something's.
Yeah, I was like, she's really, really tall.
No, she's really, really masculine because those women were soft compared to her.
Yeah.
Okay. She looked like me when I was like 18. And I was like, God damn. I was like, okay. I said, but she was dusting them, right?
Yeah.
But all the problems that she has to go through, and that's because she's intersex. She just has an extra gene, and it does that. But at least her country has embraced her.
Right.
They built a house for her.
I mean, she been winning for him.
Yeah.
So you should.
That's right. You put us on the map.
Right.
She get out there and she whip that ass up.
Definitely adjusting them.
Too much.
It really is. Here. Oh no. But your girl, hopefully she be all right, Miss Mosby.
She's gonna have the Sheila Dixon syndrome.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, she's gonna have that because she done pissed off the white boys.
Yeah.
Because they really, because she really, to keep the peace and to keep them from burning down Baltimore.
Yeah.
She snatched those cops up.
Right.
And they didn't like that, especially the police union.
Right. Yeah.
The unions are just as
corrupt
and as it is. So they're looking for every little thing, this little nitpicky stuff, because that's the same thing they did with Sheila Dixon. I mean, Christmas cards, cash cash money cards or whatever. Gift cards. Yeah. That were slated to go to the poor, and she was handing them out or something, just little shit. But but in comparison to all the other mayors that we had and all their nepotism and everything that had been going on, that's nothing compared to what they've done.
Yeah, it's definitely very minuscule. But how they roll.
Then her husband's I forgot the position that he does here in Baltimore. So they kind of they're visible figures. So
okay,
that type of thing. I can't remember what her husband does.
I know he's politically connected.
Yeah, because he ran for an office for a seat also.
Yeah,
and I just can't remember what it is offhand.
But they were speaking at his funeral and saying that how he had him under his wing and all that stuff. I can't remember what he does.
Oh, the one that just passed.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Cummings. Yeah, Cummings. But
Yeah,
I can't
Cummings.
believe I can't. I'm trying to remember what her husband does, but for some reason it escapes me. But yeah, that's crazy. How about the Southern Baptist? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh,
These
the
two,
Jezebel.
yeah, the two
that's
Texas
that's
preachers.
that's the nice thing that they said
Right,
that they admit to.
right.
Not surprising. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, but I just find it, again, I find it, like I said, I find it hard to sit here and you mean to tell me none of the black ministers have anything to say about it?
Crickets. It
Right,
makes you think, and
right, yeah.
these are ministers.
Right,
You
right,
know, that's the
right,
whole thing.
right.
But you know what? But allow them to show themselves.
Right.
See, that's the whole thing now.
Yeah.
You allow all these people to show themselves. You allow the
Right.
Republicans to show themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's nothing but a cult atmosphere now. They don't want to have too many changes.
Yeah.
You know, don't rock the boat too much.
Right.
You can do a little bit. We'll let them have 2 or 3 steps.
Right.
We'll let them do this, but we're not going to give them more than that.
Right. We can't. What? That's too much.
Yeah.
We're losing our nation.
Mm-hmm.
Losing it. You took it to begin with. You took it from the native people that were already here. Whether they were
they're the blood. We need to come to a realization that they are the bloodthirsty savages.
Yeah. Speaking of bloodthirsty savages, have you seen the video clip of that old woman spitting on that black lady?
No.
I think she was a nurse's aide or something. And she's like washing the dishes. And this old lady is spitting on her. She keeps doing it. Then she took something, put it in her mouth and started chewing it, got close to her face and spit on her again. I said,
no,
lady, you are a queen amongst queens. Because I tell you, you would have been taking me to jail. I'm sorry. Grandma would have been on the floor somewhere talking
what
about
what was the nurse doing? She just recording it?
Yeah, she was recording it. Like, I guess sitting on the counter. Her phone was just sitting on the counter and she was just washing dishes. I guess because she probably was telling people that this is what the lady does and nobody was believing her. And so she just sat her phone right there and she washed dishes. And the lady, sure enough, she was saying stuff. I couldn't really make out what she was saying, but almost like, you can't touch me. Or you better not touch me.
No.
And then she kept spitting on her, and she just wiping it and doing this and this. But when she put whatever she put in her mouth and chewed on it a little bit and spit, I was like, "Oh, I'm done." Yeah, no way, nope.
No, I'm glad I didn't see that one.
Nope. I was like, "Wow."
Because just out of reflex, I'd have punched her.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, out of reflex, grandma would have been on the floor talking about something. I've fallen and I can't get up. You better rub that medical device. I'm not.
No, she just said the N word.
Yeah, right. That too.
Hit me.
Right.
She hit me.
My God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they bruise all up.
Right.
Like week old fruit. But
I've got a bruise.
Oh no, I'm glad I didn't see that.
Yeah. I have it in my IG thing. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy. I was like,
oh, that's nasty. And that's like the worst thing. Have somebody spit on you.
Right. I mean, I know her family at this point going once this because I'm sure it's gone viral already. So I'm sure it's probably even more that she's gonna. Oh, she has Alzheimer's and this, that, and the other. But no. That's disgusting. Where was this? I don't know where it was exactly, like what city or anything of that nature. But it is on my Instagram. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can pull it up. But it was out like hell. I said, oh hell no, not grandma. No, grandma. I can't do it. I can't go with you.
Oh yeah. One. I'm sorry. I would say knock her teeth off, but she probably didn't have any.
I can't.
just just out of reflex.
Yeah, no way. I wouldn't have been able to. There's no way I can even. I can't. I mean, I'm certain. Like, oh no, you don't. I wouldn't hit an old person, but no, that. I don't know. Grandma would have to. I'll be thinking about, let's say, beat her head in and think about heaven later. I just can't. I cannot do that. That is just too crazy. Make sure I have it first. I keep forgetting to go back to the stuff that to do. But yeah, that was totally great. I was like, I hope her family is feeling the wrath of, oh my God, grandma did that. Great grandma did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
They
did.
they should be embarrassed.
Right. That's what I hope for. I hope for them to be totally embarrassed and feel some type of way. And, oh my God, and apologize to that woman for that, because that was just beyond
Was,
the worst.
was she like a home health aide?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sound like we gonna be getting a raise.
Right. A whole raise.
and
No
with
way in the
and
world.
with Rona out here too.
That's what that's what I was saying. I mean, granted, the home health aide, she didn't have on no mask either, which was kind of like, is this old? Kind of making me like, what's
Yeah.
going on here? Is this old that somebody just happened to redo, or like what is really going on here? Because I just did not. This is not wanting to work for me right now. No, it's not saved. Where is this thing at? I was like, mm-mm. No, that's not it. Oh, not that one. No, it's not that one either. Where'd it go? Of course, when you're looking for something right now, you
You can
can't
never find it.
find it. Right. But when I'm not looking for it, I'll find it. I see everything else but that. No, I don't see it. But it's an old little skinny white woman. She looked like you seen the movie Legion when the lady was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
your baby's gonna die.
Oh, her crawling all over the ceiling and everything.
She looked just like her. Like your baby's gonna fucking die. You're like, she looked just
Grandma.
right. She looked just like that.
Of all movies, Legion.
Just what she looked like. So I was like, and the way her face was looking, she looked just like it. I said, "Oh, there she go. There go them. There it go. God damn. And your baby's gonna fucking die." Ooh,
That was a good movie, though.
it was a good movie.
It was different.
Yeah, it was a good movie, but that was gross. But if you do find it, I'm sure I'm gonna find it after this. I'll send it to you and I'll post it to my thing. So
Okay.
you guys who can follow me on Instagram, you'll see it. But I was like, no way, no ma'am, I'm not. Yeah. Did
So
you
grandma should have passed out from dehydration. She's doing all that spit.
right? You sitting up there conjuring all this spit in AJ Rona, and
I
you
sure
ain't
wouldn't. I wouldn't give her anything to drink.
nothing.
You wonder why grandma's tongue stuck to the roof of her mouth. Hell yeah.
I'll wash them dishes and sit there till my time is out and clock out.
I
That's it.
sure would. Sit right on down.
Did she eat? Whatever she ate, she spit it on me, and that's what happened to her. So
I'm thirsty. You ain't thirsty.
Right.
How your mother would say, if you were thirsty, you wouldn't be spitting on nobody.
Right. Oh, my mother say, you better swallow that spit. You better sip on it.
Uh-huh. Oh, nasty. No, I'm glad I didn't see that. That's like that's definitely one that would trigger me.
That's the trigger.
That's a trigger. There's just nothing worse that you can do. Well, just punch me. That's like really totally disrespectful. And people do it in the heart.
She had nerve to put a little hand up. She was like, well, she couldn't really put a fist up, but her fist was like, she had a fist like, come near me. I'm here to.
Like, I tell her, come on. I'd have walked right near the basement steps. I sure would have.
I've been washing them dishes, put a nice little puddle right there, and just push that. I'm like, oh, she fell on the water. You see, she slipped.
I told her keep still.
I told her don't come in here. I was washing the dishes and the water got on the floor.
Floor. Nasty.
Just
Nasty.
mess. But yeah, that's about all I have for this evening. I'm headed on out. Thank you as always, Brother Nate, for popping in. It's
You're
always
quite
good
welcome, sir.
and great to always get your feedback on, these stories, because some of these stories be wild. I'll be like,
yeah,
get out of here.
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
but it's America. What can you say?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is not America. We're not these people. Yeah, you got a history of it. Like, believe it, a history of it. So don't try to deny that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and Brother Nate and the rest of us here at Cap Hill. Please make sure that you come by on Thursday for another episode of the Gentleman's Panel that will be here on the hill once again. We'll be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. And yes, Gorilla Glue is on the topic, and so is the the young man who tried to rob his friend's car as a prank and wind up losing his life. I guess trying to get them numbers. And also is kind of kissing and telling. Is that a thing anymore? Do you just now do the do and you tell all the business? Because apparently on Bingo, whatever that new video blogging thing that everybody goes to now, Mulan was on there. A guy, he was from one of the Love and Hip Hop franchises. He, I guess, had a bunch of partners and they were all on the network, kind of like how we are in little boxes, just telling all the business. And
they had a Zoom meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, something like it. I was like, my God, like, is this something we don't do anymore? Do we just air it out? I mean, and then it was like,
that's your generation.
But then it was like you were sitting there, and then it was like it started to turn into almost like a bashing thing. Then you started like shaming, and it was just like, well, wait a minute, you participated in it. Like, and that's on all spectrums. I don't like that because it's like at one point you participated in it, so now it's trash, and the person is trash, but it wasn't trash when you was involved in it. So like, don't do that. That's so beneath. Like,
I can see that now, a whole Zoom meeting where everybody's scoring.
right.
Petty. Petty.
Yeah. So it shall be interesting. We shall see. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out. Please be safe, mask up, keep your distance, please. Prayers go out to Nicole Tyler, of course, as she's going through what she's going through. Anybody else, definitely keeping you in prayer, your family and friends. But we definitely have to stay safe and watch out for ourselves, because this is really serious.
I have one quick thing to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think another reason why peoples of color are hesitant about taking the vaccine is the fact that the past administration has something to do with the just being involved in general?
Yeah, just being involved in it in general. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Not only the history that the United States has with that.
Yeah, their history, but definitely
a lot of people don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, although I'm not taking the vaccine, you really don't know nothing about the Tuskegee experiment and all that kind of stuff. So you're just not taking it. Not that I'm saying because you're not taking it because you either didn't trust this past administration or what have you. And I think a lot of it has to do with that they don't even trust him.
Yeah, because he's just involved. His name is just enough to persuade anybody. And knowing the fact that he had an open racist running the country and all his racist friends are throughout the whole administration.
Right.
And I don't hear them address that at all. They'll say just the past history that
because
people of
they try
color
to
had
put it
with it.
all on because they try to put it all on him. But that's the thing. It's almost like, and like a lot of people have said, you've created this Frankenstein, but it's not the Frankenstein you need to be worried about. It's the doctor who created him. So all of those people in the background who are now like leaving Trump to dry and kind of like, well, yeah, I mean he was, but you all supported it because
Because
you needed
that's
to
even
push
like with
the truth.
Fauci and the scarf lady. Um, I take them with a grain. I take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah, because
Because they
now
lost
it's
their
like, oh, it's so nice to be able to speak freely. Huh, you could have spoken freely at any
a
moment,
long time ago.
right
Yeah.
on that panel in front of that thing, regardless of whatever kind of retribution you felt that you was possibly going to get from the president for speaking the truth to the people. What if we would have done? Fire you? Okay, cool. But if somebody would have actually seen that you were legitimate in what you were saying, you were speaking facts, you don't think they would have hired you back into a new administration had that been the case?
But then that would have freed them up to speak too.
Right.
If they'd have got fired.
Yeah, but
why didn't they just do it from the get go? Why were you handling him with kid gloves?
Right. But that's my point. Like with them saying injecting bleach, and she's sitting over here with her eyes like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Instead of saying, no, Mr. President, you're wrong. We don't need the people injecting bleach into their system. Because he ain't the only knucklehead standing in the Oval Office that you don't think might think about injecting bleach into their system. Clearly, you've seen two people, one die, and the couple that got sick from taking hydrochloroquine because it had parts of hydrochloroquine, the chemical in the fish cleaning product that they use to clean their aquarium.
Yeah.
So
it's even like penicillin. You can buy penicillin in the pet shop.
Yeah. But I mean, it's ridiculous. So I
have yet to hear us say that because the Trump administration was involved in the pretty much the botch of the whole thing, then all of a sudden trying to come up with a quick solution, that this is the reason why we're hesitant.
They always like to talk about, we hesitant only because of the history of America.
Yeah, and they always toss out the Tuskegee.
Yeah.
But there've been others.
Yeah.
And just other things that they've done to the community.
Right. I mean, you look at the community now. There's a dialysis center on every freaking corner. And I'm not sure how it is in other cities, but I know in New York, there's in our areas, there's a dialysis center like there is a church.
Oh, that's big business. That's big dialysis companies. That's big business.
Right. But I'm just saying, but they're like churches. And I mean, it's like, who's not telling the people, hey, whatever you're doing, it'll kill your liver pretty soon, faster than you think, because they're preparing for you to have to come and get freshened up every couple of weeks. It's ridiculous. So it's really sad. Really
That's crazy.
It really, really is. But I don't know. I really don't know what the thing is with that, but I agree with you. They seem to always peddle the same Tuskegee argument, but nobody's saying like, okay, well, we're not taking it because we don't trust him. Okay, cool.
Well, that's like I had discussed with you about the Knorr plant that was down here in Baltimore City, where they were giving the young girls Knorr plant, knowing the side effects.
Right.
And they were giving these young schoolgirls Knorr plant, and nobody else was using it at the time, because of the everything that was going on. And this was these were school-age kids that did not have to discuss it with their parents. And that was another major problem.
Wow.
So you have all that sort of backdoor and undercover type thing going on.
And a lot of this stuff goes on. I mean, even, with them investigating what was going on down at the border at the holding cells where they were doing kind of mutilating a lot of these women. Yeah,
They were giving them hysterectomies.
yeah,
Giving
without
them
consent,
hysterectomies.
or anything. The one doctor was molesting them as well, violating them and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, it's a lot of this kind of stuff that goes on, unfortunately. But and it's up to us when we do know about it to speak up about it and really, call it out, and not
definitely put it out there.
Yeah, and not always just jumping to the obvious, but stating, if you are unsure, I'm not taking it because I didn't like the rollout, and come to find out what rollout, because there was none.
Yeah,
there was none. They don't even have enough to even make their quota.
Yeah, and there were so many lies throughout that whole thing, also.
Right.
That there wasn't enough vaccine to go around. No, it was not purchased.
Right.
In advance. Everything's pretty much a lie.
Right. Very true. Very
so
true.
I tell everybody, I said, just it's going to be a while before you get it. By then, maybe another vaccine will come along.
Right.
That's maybe one shot. Maybe they'll get to the point where there's maybe even a nasal spray type thing.
Or something. Yeah.
You're going to have to pretty much treat it like they do the flu shot.
Yeah.
It's a once a year type thing, and it's always for the last virus that came out, the previous. So just stay 6 feet away. Don't let the others breathe on you.
Right. Please don't let the others breathe on you,
because they out here being foolish. Boy, I'll tell you one thing though.
Did you see the one with before you go? You see the one with the lady in the Walmart, white Karen in the Walmart with no mask?
There's so many of those though.
Oh yeah, well, Florida, they have a whole store. They don't have to wear a mask at all.
There was like the cashiers and everything. Was it the grocery store?
The whole cashiers, the customers, nobody. The owner, the I don't know if he was the GM or just the owner or who he was, but he was saying, he didn't believe that 400,000 people had died from this coronavirus, that he thought it was just a hoax. So then my thing is, this disinformation that you have sold into these people who are kind of, and no offense, but kind of brain dead a little bit, the destruction that is causing for everybody else. Like, I don't care if you want to fry your own brain and do, that's fine. But then you come around other people and you're causing this. So that's my issue. It's like, cool, keep your whole thing to yourself. Keep that over there. But the fact that you're spreading this to everyone, it's a bit disconcerting.
And it's always the innocent people that get hurt behind it. Unless you had somebody close to you, it's not an into
right?
But it's bad. I had my neighbor lost his wife. She went to the hospital. She had lost her. She had went to the hospital for some fluid. And they would have to keep her for a couple of days, and she contracted it, and she passed away the day after Christmas. Why didn't we not just have the funeral, say, 2 weeks ago?
Wow.
Because they're so backed up.
Wow. Oof.
I can't imagine having to wait that long to
it's like reopening a wound. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're dealing with the loss initially, and then you have to wait so long to then reopen that, and then I'm sure the remains ain't look the same and nothing.
But just that prolonged torture.
The
prolonged torture. Because I tell you, when my father passed, he passed on a Tuesday. He was in the ground Friday.
My mother was too.
Because we just couldn't, couldn't do it. It has to be quick, has to be swift.
Yeah.
If you're coming in from out of town, you
better make sure you better
hurry up.
Yeah.
Because things will be on time.
Yeah. Can't prolong stuff like that. It's
that's torture. That's torture. That's the real torture there. That the fact that he couldn't see her.
Right.
The whole entire time when she was in there. Unreal.
Yeah.
like I said, it always hurts the innocent ones. Right. But when just like the Super Bowl, I had forgot they had all these cutouts.
What? Me too. I didn't.
And I looked, and I was
sitting there pissed.
I was like, oh my, yeah. I was going to say because I fucking freaked out. I was like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at all these goddamn people out here. I said, ain't none of them got no fucking mask. Then my wife was like, they cut out. They only have like certain amount of seats. She said, see, look. And I'm looking and looking. I was like, well, I'm still not watching it. But anyway, I had to go sit down.
I was sitting there cursing and I was like, that's why all these mayonnaise and they gonna go home and give it to everybody else. I said, oh, I think it's really kind of be that important. Really, NFL? Like, really?
But then the problem was the parties afterwards.
Yeah.
Those are the problems.
50 Cent got fined. A few other people got fined.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, 50 Cent got fined for his party. Well, I mean, right now he crying broke because he didn't want to have to pay child support. So he needs to be careful because every little fine he getting, they see he got money to pay it.
It's gonna be gone.
They're gonna reopen that case.
You got something coming in.
That baby mama gonna reopen that case.
You got that other series going on. What is it? Right. The second whatever one.
Power, whatever.
Power, Ghost or whatever. Right. Ghost of Junior. I don't know. Don't start me lying.
Yeah, me either.
Too much.
Crazy. Alrighty.
Okay then, sir.
But you guys have a great night, and please make sure that you come back this Thursday for the gentleman's panel. And until next time, America, be safe, peace, love, and hair grease, all that good stuff. All right, bye.
Good night.